the commencement of this program. Soon I will call on the chairman of the Nigerian Content Committee to formally give us his welcome address, and we'll request for your kind indulgence in cutting down as much of protocol as possible. We have a high list of dignitaries, but because of the time spent, so we'll cut down as much protocol as possible. Mr. President and distinguished members of the High Table, permit me to call on Engineer Professor A.J. Palabi to lead us in the opening prayer, please.
Mr. President, all of the protocols of the Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank Almighty God for bringing us here today for this particular program. I pray the Almighty to be with all of us and permit us to start a positive force for the development of Nigeria, for the Nigerian Center of Engineers, and national content in general. Amen.
Thank you very much. May the Almighty accept our prayers. I'll quickly beg your indulgence now to hand over the microphone to the chairman of Nigerian Content Committee, Engineer Dapo, to give us his welcome address. Engineer Dapo.
The President and the Chairman of the Council, our amiable engineer, Atimololo and the member of the NSC Council, and distinguished people on the high table, ladies and gentlemen, let me join my voice with Engineer Dr. Kabagala to sincerely apologize for the late kickoff of this event. As you have heard, I don't need to repeat it. The governor needed to see the president, and that takes priority since we are in his territory. I believe you will understand and forgive us for this. Nevertheless, I believe that today is going to be an exciting event, and there are a lot of things to take away. I will crave your indulgence to be more patient. After this opening ceremony, the program will start. There will be speeches, there will be discussions, and I believe very well it's going to benefit all of us immensely. So I crave your indulgence to be patient a little. Permit me to just read a short presentation that I have for clarity. On behalf of the NSC President, the Council, and the NSC Nigerian Content Committee, I welcome you all to this 2015 NSC Nigerian Content Workshop. As you all know, this workshop is an annual event which is designed to consistently increase awareness and the role of Nigerian engineers in achieving Nigerian content targets. The workshop also creates a platform for discussions, training, and suggestions on how to develop local capacity to boost the implementation of the Nigerian content policy and its impact on the economy. The theme of this year's workshop, which is Engineering Entrepreneurship for National Technological Development, is aimed to acquaint the engineers, particularly the younger ones, with the opportunities and support that they are available to them in the country to develop themselves and to develop medium and small enterprises, thereby contributing to economic growth. The workshop will also discuss how to develop requisite entrepreneurial skills for self-reliance and wealth creation. We're going to have a number of sub-themes. There are a number of topics, opportunity for us to ask questions and interact generally so that we can gain a lot from this program. The workshop has been divided into 3 segments. The first segment is the one where we are in, which is the opening ceremony. And we are going to have 2 plenary sections where papers will be presented, questions will be asked, and there will be general discussions. We look forward to a very educative and rich presentation for today that will lead us to actions, that will lead us to reposition us to take full advantage in the industry. I sincerely believe that based upon this expertise of the speakers and resources and resource persons and other stakeholders participating in this workshop, we will come away with policy statements that will reform and strengthen the Nigerian content development in all sectors of our economy. I'd like to thank the DG of Small and Medium Enterprises Development, SMEDAN, the Executive Secretary of Nigerian Content Development Board, the DG, Federal Institute of Industrial Research, FIRO, and the MD Bank of Industry. We are grateful to our amiable President and the Council for giving us this opportunity to serve. And we believe very well that today will be an exciting time for every one of us. We sincerely appreciate the contribution of everyone, especially the committee, for a fruitful outcome of this program. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome all of you to 2015 NSC Nigerian Content Workshop. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Another round of applause for Chairman. Permit me to quickly proceed to the next item on the agenda, which is the opening remarks by the President of Nigerian Research of Engineers, Engineer Ademola Isaac Olorunfemi FNC. Mr. President.
Thanks. Vice President, represent my colleague from Sweden, the Chairman, dismissed Level Content Committee members, fellows are present, my other colleagues, distinguished valued guests, children, ladies and gentlemen. Let me welcome you to Sunshine State and give glory for today. Let us also thank you for making it and thank you for your message. Well, I don't want to disown the apologies of my 2 brothers. They were the one giving me weight, not me. But however, I take responsibility. Traditionally, what we have adopted in NSC, even if it's government official, is to commence our program. What has happened this year is that Nigerian content is coming on a Monday. We all know that traditionally, Monday is council visit, press conference, and all of that. So, truly and truly, Mr. Chairman, you should not have waited for me with it. But for everyone, I apologize. Sorry for keeping waiting. Great, these are also special. Houses, Ademola, Obutala, sure we all got the joke. I'll greet everybody. I've been looking for you. You're very important. I'm excited. I want to thank you for coming. Moye, I greet you. Never lie on me. Everybody is better. I thought I saw today. I don't know. Oh boy. Well, I must take an upfront apology. I just spent next 2 minutes with you. I need to join the board of values briefly. I get back to all things. The venue is ongoing. Preparation, good to work with there. You love it. But let me also say, whatever inadequacies in any area, please bear with us. I take responsibility in the face of what is prevailing. We've done the best we could, God willing. But I assure you, you will score us a very high pass. For upfront, take our apologies for whatever inadequacies. The general content has come to say, General Service Okoye, the guru of the general content, is working on something else now. You've done very well. But I told that our staff, and we have agreed in class, the general content workshop is becoming so attractive that by that Wednesday, we take away the president, the deputy president, and everybody. We start looking for how to run. And please, it is not an annual event. I told you, it's not an annual event. And I'm not happy about it. This annual meeting is to look at what have we done. Please, I won't be president next year, but I'll be there. Is to come and look at what we have done. Of course, the content MBA to talk. Please, Mr. Chairman, it's not another event. Council approved when let's put it together that every branch, every division must have a Nigerian content team that must work the way the national is working within their own sphere of influence, and they must present written report at every branch meeting. Mr. Chairman, it's not another event. Branch chairman and division, I don't know if it forms part of your assessment this year. It is part of the assessment for good analysis. In the light of this, I am instituting a competition, an award that's going to recognize the first, second, and third in Nigerian content. We will put it together what it should be. For instance, next year, there will be an honorable award as part of the group dynamics, but standing alone for branches and divisions. It will be put together that is propagating Nigerian content. The format, the criteria will be set up by all your experts. And I want that place in 2 weeks. I can do a formal letter and put a formal brief and announce the price publicly. At the AGA, I will also mention that even if it's not written down in my speech, if we get, thank you very much. If we get Nigerian content right, it is the fulcrum, it's a critical part to what we're calling our event. Nigerian content simply means we must look first and foremost to Nigerian engineers, Nigerian professionals, both the services and goods. We must buy parallel performance, overhead competence, industry vehicles, and Swedish performance. So that is the message, and you must take the message co-environment. Again, it is not an annual event. This annual meeting is view what we have done, set a target, and then the next year we come around there. But I want to thank you for the effort. It has been a particularly challenging 2 years for the community, and for everyone. The first year, last year, by tenure, it was the year of election. We know what that means in Nigeria and elsewhere. After the election, we all witnesses what has happened. But I just say all of that. But you've all done very well. Please come for yourself. I've managed the content committee, contacted all of you, highlight NS. We can only continue to improve. I thank my vice president, PPP, who is going to stand in for me when I take my leave. Nigerian government impose a standard, not done by it is to look at what we've done and not be bothered. The challenge is that we don't plan early enough. It's only in committees. For the conference, those who are coming with the governor, he told me, he called me by phone, this thing is still next year now. I'm letting me alone. I said, it's very close. 5 months to the thing, and what you go, he said, it is true. Nigerian content, even this meeting, plan from tomorrow. My brother, come on and their team start planning tomorrow. And engage on this group. By now, all these organizations are putting together their budgets. If your request is not before them, they will only give you peanuts if they give you anything. And the BBPD, the branch and the BPMS, in your handing over the place, emphasize that council has approved and it is mandatory that this committee is active. Every committee is important. Nigerian content to me is on the A grade. ERN is A grade. Thank you very much. And they are all interwoven. It is my pleasure to invite the chairman of Facility Division, which is another A grade. Please come to the front with his members here present. And Dr. Samson, welcome. Please. Sorry, distinguished colleagues, this was as chairman, I took like 2 o'clock to at the one. It's not too bad. Thank you. And you are not welcome. And you are not doing not do Jacob. And that was the difference. Believe. And you know, that's why. Are you the one there? Mama got there. Let's go. Okay, it's a German executive. That's on their way. Distinguished colleague, thank you for the honor done to me as president for your support. And what the thing we're able to do is that one, our divisional strength grew by 3. City of 4. 4. Auchi, Ota, and Giri 4. Our branches grew by Auchi, Ota, and Giri branches. Our membership grew by 10 over 5. What do you figure out next year? Our membership grew by well over 5,000, between 5 and 10,000. Because by your support, we're able to bring in ICT to work for us. The last exam is 3,000 candidates. But it now becomes very easy. I'm sure you are aware, you can make your payment, you can print your receipts. These are the lists that we should be doing. Like Power Facility Management Committee, Facility Engineering Committee, another A class. And I'm happy. Thank you very much. And I'm happy Council approved that division. It's the only division that is brand new. And they've done so well. I want you to join me for these two gentlemen. In fact, what I did with the support of my ESCO and our council was to establish Facility Engineering Committee under the president. And they did so much for us in terms of managing our facilities and moving forward. And I also tasked them to ensure they bring to birth the facility division. We came to council severally, and finally a couple of the facility division. This is another core area where we are losing patronage, we are losing relevance, we are losing money. Who is supposed to manage the facility better than the person who had the concept? So please, it's an area that we veto. Just as cost engineering came to the effort of the incoming president in the office in India and others, and we're now making an hero. We are claiming our own right. Cost engineering facility, the next place to go is arbitration. So it is in this light I see this committee as first class. And so therefore, this day is the 5th day of February 2015. I have the singular honor to present to you distinguished colleagues and inaugurate the Facility Engineering Division chaired by Engineer Dr. Sukusin Okwayo FNC and our able secretary, Engineer Nat FNC. With all the members that I've mentioned, and please feel free to join. They don't collect only direct services. This area we must join. Again, my vice president, I'm not sure council has approved this. Please, facility committee is fostering in branches. Facility engineering committee is compulsory in branches. On this note, my singular honor to inaugurate the facility division in the name of God the Father, God the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Please come, let us see you. Please, when I'm taking my leave, I only want the chairman only to see me up. General, do you want to see me? Okay. And General, how much follow me? Okay, General, police follow me. Just to the car. That's all. My chairman says, oh, General, follow me. You don't have to looking for you. Finish. The chairman made a very big remark. I want to wish you every success. I assure you that the outcome of this conference will blend your AGM and will drive it to this level. Don't forget that we have the SGM, who is coming by the grace of God tomorrow. Don't forget we have the Minister for Water Resources. Who says that Nigerian content in water resources? There is. We have the Minister for Sanitation. And we're going to work with the Minister of Power, Works, and Housing. We're going to work with the Minister of Aviation. In all of this, there's a national content. Thank you for your patience. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Mr. President, members of council, other members of the high table, all divisional chairmen, my colleagues, senior and junior, the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Let me start by commending the president and the council of the NSC for approving this Division of Facilities Engineering and Management of our great society. And this took place on their meeting of 23rd July 2015. There has been a series of attempts to have this division brought to bear. But let me say that the last lap of this journey for the establishment of the division began in September 2014, where Mr. President, as he said, assembled a group of seasoned engineers practicing in this area of specialization to midwife the establishment of this division. A number of items, like I said, were given to us to handle. All right. Okay. So we have listed, and you are going to get a copy of this speech later, and we have listed what we were asked to do. Of course, since then, we have done quite a number of them. But let me say that by definition, facilities management is a profession that encompasses multiple disciplines to ensure the functionality of the built environment by integrating people, process, places, and technology. Similarly, facilities engineering evolved from plant engineering in the early 90s as workplaces become more complex. So, in Nigerian Society of Engineers, we are marrying facilities engineering and facilities management. You all agree with me that the ideal profession at the fulcrum of facilities management is the engineering profession. And we have led this off our main target and focus all this while. But this is an opportunity to seize the moment. Engineers that provide technical expertise to ensure the optimal operation of facilities and plants and are known as facility engineers and management. Let me say that at this point in our national development, we have had challenges of managing of our infrastructure and facilities. Nationally, we have been in a cycle of construct, deteriorate, reconstruct. And this has happened simply because there is something that is missing. When we leave these shores, we find facilities running and maintained in perpetuity. If you go out 10 years later, you meet it the same way. But in our country, we find that these developments are always going down, and we always go back to reconstruct, rehabilitate. The missing link, ladies and gentlemen, is facilities engineering and management. This division has come to stay, as has been inaugurated. And on behalf of all the members of the Protem Mexico, I want to assure Mr. President, members of council, hit the ground running. We are going to provide the capacity building environment for the Nigerian Society of Engineers to be able to practice in this field. Furthermore, we are going to ensure that with our input to council, the Nigerian Society of Engineers will be in a position to midwife the national policy on maintenance and facility management in this country. We are also going to use this division to ensure that the Nigerian Society of Engineers will take an informed position whenever infrastructure and facility decisions are going to be taken in this country nationally. We are also going to ensure that our members are brought in contact with our colleagues internationally in other countries that are practicing in this area for the sharing of benchmarks, for networking amongst our members, for the sharing of technology to put us on the map of efficient facilities management internationally. On this note, let me thank you for the opportunity you have given us as the interim executive, and let me assure you that we will not fail you, God helping us. I thank you all.
Hello. Well, in conclusion, I hope you know I'm privileged to declare this 2015 Nigerian Content Stakeholders Workshop open. No about the brother, God the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Thank you very much. I spoke about a few people during my remarks, and I did mention somebody who just tell me, Engineer Sir Chris Okoye, please come up here. The thing I'm going to tell you about, very few because know about him. So a lot of people that didn't know Sir Okoye is an accomplished engineer, an intellectual, member of international bodies, body policy and entrepreneur, a philanthropist, mentor to other leaders, a man who loves God and humanity, the extended as blessing. I can confirm all of these. I confirm all of these in my 2 years. Engineer Sir Okoye was one of the people I brought as part of my entitlement nominee for council. He has done very well. Engineer Sir Okoye brought about this committee, and he drove it to a level like so much that this committee was competing with the national conference. We had to put a break. But each time because the national content workshop on Wednesday, the main program would just collapse. I'm sure it's there for us to give input, which is the thing. I told you before I came, I said, is this so many other things for me, for us? There's a regional task force on transportation. If we take it to council, we're practically getting the endorsement. It is NS Presidential Task Force, but we have federal government, state governments, and all agencies, MDAs, transporters in that sector. Because unless we're able to drive the road sector reform through a strategy like this of all stakeholders, the potholes and what have you will remain. So we're making very good progress. Hopefully, I'll go a little more at the AGS. Also, something personal recognition and a number of committees representing us at federal government level. One of them, the introduction of the tolling system. In all of this, Engineer Sir Chris Okoye did us very, very proud. I personally want to thank you. I'm very delighted with this recognition, which is richly deserved. In a very compressed one-page item, I will read the last paragraph. I have spoken about the other ones. Engineer Okoye has also participated in many private sector institutions, two numerous movements that to continue in Lagos now, when you call this, and these are all serious violations. You are supposed to chair the government council of this. That is Chris Okoye for you. The Lord will strengthen you. The Lord will enlarge your cause. He is currently the chairman of Global Group, chairman Orange Foundation of NGO, chairman Music Society of Enugu, Mosul, past president, Enugu Equal Town Union. That is a major responsibility. He's a recipient of so many awards, including 2 from me. He continues to serve the church, his government, and various NGOs in university. He's married. No wonder. Now I know. To Professor Ifeoma Okoye. Of the Government Foundation Medicine, UNTH, that blessed with children. Congratulations.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we will quickly move on to the next item on the program, but permit me to call on Engineer Chris Okoye to join the high table, please. Be on the high table. Chairman Engineer Dapo on the high table as well. As it is the tradition, every NSC function is chaired by the President of Nigerian Society of Engineers. Engineer Babagana Mohammed, FNSC, the Vice President of the Society, will now chair the rest of the event on behalf of the President. And also quickly to say that the presenters have the liberty of using the IT facilities there in the event that they want to make PowerPoint presentation. So be informed. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me quickly say that Engineer Chris Okoye, the abridged CV was read, but it's the 1976 graduate of Civil and Environmental Engineering from the University of Wisconsin, and he followed it up with a master's degree within the same period at the University of Houston. So it's a well-placed recognition as well as honor. Engineer Chris Okoye, congratulations on behalf of all of us. Moving on now, we'll take the first keynote address from the DG of Sweden, Alhaji Bature Umar Masari, who is being led here by the Director of Strategic Partnership, Dr. Friday O'Farrell. Dr. Friday, please.
Thank you very much. the president of the Legislature of Nigeria, and the council members, members of the high table, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me stand on the existing protocol. As the MC have generally said, I am on a representative capacity when the DG of Sweden, Lahadi Battle Mahamasari, who started not able to be here, but due to exigencies within Abuja, as a delegate, his apologies, please. My duty is very easy. The voice we are hearing is that of Dr. Friday Okwara, but the message you will get will be entirely that of the DG himself, Alhaji Batule Mamasari. But I will try as much as possible to do this 14-page keynote address in less than 15 minutes. I hope I won't take most of your time. Having said this, let me start this keynote address with a quotation from an anonymous writer who said, "There is nothing in life that we encounter that we are not equipped to handle. Tap into your talent and gift, and all of them will blossom." It is my pleasure and a privilege to address this forum on the occasion of the 2015 Nigerian Contract Workshop, organized by the Society of Engineers in collaboration with the Small and Medium Enterprise Development Agency of Nigeria and other partners with the theme Engineering Entrepreneurship for National Technology Development. My acceptance to give the keynote address at this workshop is therefore a firm confirmation of my belief that initiatives such as this needed to be explored towards laying the much needed foundation for national technology development of our great country. This workshop, as I was told, is an annual event designed to consistently increase awareness and the role of Nigerian engineers in achieving the Nigerian content targets. It also creates a platform to acquaint the engineers, particularly the young engineers, with the opportunity and support that are available in this country to develop small and medium enterprises, thereby contributing to economic development. The number of subjects and topics will be called up to allow for exhaustive discussion of the theme. I commend the organizers of this workshop for this innovative approach of resetting the mindset of the young engineers, considering the present dual challenge of massive youth unemployment and unemployability confronting them. The overarching objective of this workshop is to provide a platform and a unique opportunity for discussions on how to develop requisite entrepreneurial skills for employment generation and wealth creation. You just have to be your own bosses by starting your own small business today. Since the beginning of the 1980s, the Nigerian economy has been wading through the muddy waters of economic imbalance, financial dislocation, cultural infiltration, and political distraction. This is a direct result of years of induced distortions in microeconomic variables and indices. With the discovery of crude oil in commercial quantity in the early 1970s, development emphasis shifted from agricultural production, resulting in the total alienation and neglect of agriculture and agro-allies, which was hitherto the mainstay of our economy. The huge demand for oil in the global market provided enormous foreign exchange, which supported the industrial policy of that era. Industries grew to depend on external inputs, both human and material, in manufacturing process. The consumption pattern followed suit, and Nigeria imported virtually everything required for their daily living. Efforts were not made to properly invest the petrodollars in self-sustaining and inward-looking industry, and in opening up the rural areas and developing micro, small, and medium enterprises. Rather, The huge foreign exchange earnings were monetized and recycled in pursuant of flamboyant consumption tests. This only assisted the growth and development of other economies to the unforeseen detriment of the Nigerian economy. The period described above also saw the emergence of the public sector as the dominant player in the economic scene. The government grew to be the greatest spender, investor, and employer in the economic management of the country. For one thing, no government anywhere in the world has ever been known to be a good investor and economic manager, but rather excelled in the provision of social infrastructure facilities and acted as a catalyst to private investment initiatives. Because of these factors in government economic management, a lot of weaknesses and distortions developed in the economy. The micro, small, and medium enterprises could constitute the hub of socio-economic transformation of any country was totally neglected. Subsidies were given in the prices of goods and services. Prices and wages were controlled. Government investment realized zero or negative results. Inefficiency built up. Corruption and nepotism developed. The Nigerian economy became highly regulated as financial risks in the economy were centrally managed. The economy was realizing negative growth in real terms and was gradually drifting to a pause. But this position was completely hidden by the steady inflow from crude oil exports. A perfect setting for economic exomosis to take place, and that is the predicament we have found ourselves as a country today. Nigeria has become essentially a consuming nation, importing virtually everything, including toothpick. There is need for a paradigm shift. The pathetic situation painted above underscores the urgent need for an effective reversal. We cannot continue like this. The huge unemployment rate is unacceptable. Our educational system has to be overhauled to create actions and reactions towards a productive economy through entrepreneurialism. Today's education should be predicated on the philosophy of creating jobs, i.e. transforming the students from job seekers to job creators. The cardinal objectives should be the creation and management of new enterprises and expanding ones. We are in a dynamic world, and the role of individuals has become increasingly important, with individual initiatives becoming ever more necessary for economic success. Individuals like Mike Adenuga, Aleku Dangote, Michael Lego, Raymond Nichols, Otumba Michael Balogun, Florence Shaw, and Lakija, and thousands of others. These are men and women who took their destinies into their hands by engaging in the act of entrepreneurship, and today are celebrated worldwide. It was the entrepreneurial spirit that inspired and empowered these men and women of vision. The spirit is the energy of creativity and innovation that drives entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is an elusive term. Analysts note that defining entrepreneurship is not an easy task. There are almost as many definitions of entrepreneurship as there are scholarly books on the subject. At all, entrepreneurship involves both the action and outlook of entrepreneurs. Beginning with the earliest known definition in the 18th century, entrepreneurship is said to involve risk-taking, bringing together the factors of production, business innovation, and enterprise status. Entrepreneurship is a term broadly connected with the innovation and creative modern industrial business leaders. It's been defined by reference to the function of the entrepreneur as a man who perceives business opportunities and takes advantage of scarce resources to use them profitably. It is he or she alone who directs the human and material resources in the business objective. To be an entrepreneur, one has to possess some psychological traits, which are either latent and could be aroused through training or manifest, who training could be built upon. Thus, to qualify as an entrepreneur, it is not sufficient to be a businessman, just managing an entrepreneur. The entrepreneur has to be an originator of profitable business ideas. The entrepreneur must need to gain command of and combine resources in a new way that will be profitable. He or she must be prepared to use personal energy and financial resources to achieve unpredictable results. The practice of entrepreneurship should therefore be well rooted in the individual. If he or she wants to become an entrepreneur, an individual who succeeds in selling refrigerator to the experts to prevent food from freezing will be an innovator. Quite as much as if he or she has developed brand new products or invented a new product. To sell to the experts, a refrigerator to keep food cool is finding a new market. To sell a refrigerator to keep food from getting too cold is actually creating a new product. Technologically, there is, of course, only the same old product, but economically, there is innovation. Innovation goes right through all phases of business. It may be innovation in products, may be innovation in marketing techniques, may be innovation in managing organization or in managing methods. All things can only be achieved through entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship instills the enterprise culture into the individual. Enterprise here is defined as resourcefulness, initiative, drive, imagination, zeal, dash, ambition, audacity, courage, get up and go. Entrepreneurship therefore encompasses all the productive functions that are not rewarded immediately by regular wages, interest, and rent, and non-routine human labor. It is also not investing capital fund alone. It is actually the function of seeking investment, production opportunities, organizing and enterprise to undertake new production processes, raising capital, hiring laborers, allocating resources, and creating new enterprises. The significance of entrepreneurship in the economic transformation of any nation, particularly in a developing economy like ours, is aptly captured thoughts. Entrepreneurship constitutes the ultimate basis for wealth of nations. Capital, land, and labor are passive factors of production. Entrepreneurship is the active agent who accumulates capital, exploit natural resources, build social, economic, and political institutions, and move forward national development. Clearly, a country which is unable to develop the skills and knowledge of its people and utilize them effectively, the national economy will be unable to develop anything else. Education forms the bedrock of any meaningful development. Without adequate and adaptive education, the entrepreneur will be likened to a farmer without his or her farm tools. Education, as it is, forms the central point in the management of scarce resources. Entrepreneurs need to be well educated in order to appreciate the challenges before them and take rational decisions that will help achieve stated objectives. Qualitative and adaptive education should be the major concern of government in the present reform to make the students fit into the dynamic global challenges. Also, such education should be guided, taking into custody science and technology. Technology in this sense is the act of converting natural resources into goods and services, more beneficial to the society in general and consumer in particular. Thus, technological innovation brings about extreme social change and changing pattern of society in return creates continual infrastructure for rapid development and advancement of entrepreneurship in the country. Today's knowledge is the foundation and measurement of economic potential and economic power. It has become necessary that since we are living in an age of information technology, the place of ICT needs to be overstressed. Need not be overstressed. If our future entrepreneurs are to be abreast of modern business management, they must be integrated into the information superhighway as active participants and not as spectators. The fundamental philosophy guiding today's education should center on developing the man or woman that will develop his or her own society. The concept is designed to inculcate to the student the intelligent and intellectual consciousness of his or her environment to enable him or her maximize his or her existence and potential. It is an adaptable education that will prepare you for self-employment, who will necessarily be the ultimate. Today's education should therefore be predicated on the process of getting jobs. I encourage the students from being job seekers
to job creators. The solution to unemployment is entrepreneurship, but it has to be instilled in the students while in school to reactivate and reinvigorate, and as well as to take their individual skills, thereby converting these skills to entrepreneurial skills, and also inculcating entrepreneurial habits and culture, capable of transforming them into a complete entrepreneur who can translate his ambition into a mission, from dogmatism to dynamism in the affairs of men and women, revolving around entrepreneurialism, a departure from knowledge empowerment, a departure from job seeker to job provider, a departure from dream to reality, a departure from dependent to independent. The knowledge and skills that are applied in today's schools should be built on the philosophical platform of being mentally resourceful, intellectually independent, futuristically visionary, and responsible. Considering the fact that we operate in a dynamic and evolving business environment, the Nigerian Society of Engineers should be in the forefront of ensuring that our educational curricula are flexible and demand-driven in the engineering profession. There is a paradigm shift in today's education. It is no longer go to school, get a good grade, and work in a reputable organization. It is now go to school, get a good grade, acquire skills, and start your own business. The era of balanced curriculum is gone. This is the era of crafting a bankable business plan that will launch you into being your own boss. Engineering, let me not bore you with the definition of engineering. I think most of us here are engineers. Here, Sweden, as an agent of government, was established in 2003 to ensure that micro, small, and medium enterprises are developed in an efficient and sustainable manner. And you know, since then, Sweden has been the forefront of ensuring that micro, small, and medium enterprises in Nigeria are well developed. Sweden's innovative approach towards athletic command includes the following: sourcing, processing, and disseminating business information, establishing business centers, business support centers, and business information centers as soon as national and state offices. We involve ourselves in capacity building. We assist MSME towards access to finance. We enhance market access. We do what we call networking, mentoring, and counseling to ensure that micro, small, and medium enterprises are well developed in Nigeria. And recently, we came out with the first national policy on MSMEs. We organized entrepreneurship development training program in virtually all the states of the federation. We are involved in seminars, conferences, and workshops like this time. That's why we are partnering with the Nigerian Society of Engineers. Sweden too to organize state fairs and trade exhibitions. These are to help micro and small businesses to ensure that they sell their goods both locally and internationally. We are in a strategic partnership with relevant organizations within the engineering professions, like the Nigerian Society of Engineers, National Board for Technology Incubator, like MBTI, NASEMI, NOTAB, failed to mention but few, required to drive the needed technology development in Nigeria, as no organization can do it alone. We should always strive for synergistic relationships, achieving competitiveness and enhancing the MSME value proposition that will bring about national technology development is critical to our mandate. And you all know too recently that Sweden is a player too in the National Enterprise Development Program, which was launched last year. 3 organizations are implementing this national program. They are the ITF, Bank of Industry, and Sweden. Again, in 2013, Sweden, in collaboration with National Bureau of Statistics, conducted a baseline survey of MSMEs in Nigeria in 2010. Another survey has been conducted by the agency in collaboration with National Bureau of Statistics in 2013. This is to ensure the provision of credible, reliable, and current data required for planning and decision making. The recent survey revealed that we have 37.1 million MSMEs in Nigeria, with Lagos topping the list. The survey exhibited the pivotal role of MSME as the engine of socio-economic transformation. Their contribution to gross domestic product was 48.47%, employing a total number of 59,741,211 persons, representing 84.02% of the labor force, and export contributions stood at 7.27% during the period under review. The survey further revealed that the main challenges confronting the subsector are access to finance and poor infrastructure. Most of the MSME surveys are operating below their installed capacity. Over 70% of the entrepreneurs do not have partners, hence their intellectual property are not protected. The female entrepreneur accounted for 43.32% in the ownership structure of micro, small, and medium enterprises, as against 22.75% in small and medium enterprises. Let me conclude this address by saying it is our conviction that this workshop will emerge with a roadmap on how to develop latest entrepreneurship skill and knowledge that will launch these young entrepreneurs into successful entrepreneurs that will bring about the needed change in our economy. The workshop is expected to stimulate and trigger robust discussions that will lead to the birth of new enterprises and new entrepreneurs that will position the country towards accelerated technology advancement. The recommendation from this workshop will also help leaders in crafting an entrepreneurship development strategic action plan that will bring about efficient and sustainable MSME needed for national technology development. Achieving massive employment generation, wealth creation, and poverty reduction in the country requires an innovative approach like this. Again, let me from Harvard, who said there are no barriers on our path except those we make ourselves. End of quotation. Let me once again thank and congratulate the Nigerian Society of Engineers and other partners for successful organization of the 2015 Nigerian Content Workshop. I sincerely wish you fruitful deliberation. Thank you for your attention and God bless you all.
Thank you very much. Another round of applause to the DJ of Sweden. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, because we could not commence on time as expected, we will now transit to the plenary session and the first presentation on mentoring for successful engineering business development by the Director General of National Board for Technology Incubation, Engineer Dr. Jibril Mohammed, FNSC, ably represented here by Engineer Mike Chukwu. Emeka Amonyi will be the first presentation to be taken. Engineer Amonyi, are you close by? Engineer Amonyi, are you close by? Okay. Would you want to use the IT facilities? Okay, yes, please. So, excellent. So, join me in welcoming Engineer Amonyi MNSC, and we'll keenly listen to your presentations.
I wish to stand on the existing protocols. Ladies and gentlemen, professional engineers, your excellencies, my heirs are back. As it appears, I am rather wearing a big shoe this afternoon because I am standing to represent the Director General, National Board for Technology Incubation, NBTI, Engineer Dr. Mohammed Jibril. I bring fraternal greetings from him. He is a fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. As it is, there is a function, a graduation. Most of us know what the National Board for Technology Incubation does. We incubate technology-based businesses. And after some time in our centers, we graduate them, just like students are graduated at the end of their program. So this year's graduation in our Lagos Center is taking place today and tomorrow. And evidently the governor will be there. Representation of the new Minister of Science and Tech will be there. So the DG on whose shoulders that assignment for us has to be there. That is why we decided to send a small man to come and talk on his behalf. So I welcome everybody and I thank the Nigerian Society of Engineers for this forum. My DG is a fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. He is an expert in structural engineering. But he has delved into all disciplines of engineering, even into mechanical engineering, fabrications, agri-processing equipment development, that the Macaulay branch of the NSC decided to award him Engineers Without Borders. So, gentlemen, my DG, Engineer Dr. Mohammed Jibril, is the President, African Council of the African Competitive Forum. I thank you all, and I wish to address the issue of mentoring for successful engineering business development under the Nigerian terrain. Let us see now what is happening today. As an engineer, you go through thick and thin. You go through experiences in the day-to-day engineering professional activities you do. At the end of the day, you retire. And when that comes, you go. You have not transferred your experiences and the ingredients of the experiences to anybody. And the people engineer takes off again, going through the pains of the same pain you went through, trying to understand the things of engineering, the corners you went through, you will go through the same experiences. And eventually what happens? He retires. When that comes, he goes. So nothing is moving. This is the current practice. And that is the practice we have to change. So that what we have achieved, the experiences we as engineers have undergone and gotten, will be impacted to the younger generation so that they can make use of it. When this is done, there will be growth. So get me the thoughts. You know, I recognize that this lecture is just for 30 minutes. So I will do my best to shorten the process. So we talk of mentoring as a learning process, which leverages on emotional support to develop helpful personal and reciprocal relationships that enhance the professional and managerial excellence of the protégé. Some people call it mentee, leading to better practices and services in the sector, while leaving the mentor more satisfied with his or her contributions to life. For you to mentor somebody, you must have more than desire to impact knowledge. There must be some love inside you. There must be some zealousness that you want this person to grow and perfect. Get me slide 7. It appears difficult for you to an engineering business. Go down to slide 7. No? Move again. The next one. What we have to know, even from school, is that an engineer is a problem solver. Am I wrong? You are tutored from school as a problem solver. What are you doing? You are learning. You are learning to solve problems. You are not an accountant. Accountants learn to keep books of achievements of people. Lawyer learns how to address points and change ready to wine and convince the court. But we are inside the school. What we intended to come out to do is to come out and solve problems. And these problems are technological problems. So, in this wise, you will differentiate an engineering business from any other business. Any other business, you watch out the career, the economic, socio-economic situation, you see a gap where you can put money and make it, put money and make it. That is any other business. But an engineering business is a business wherefore in solving basic problems of the society, you make profit therefore. You see, if you are not solving technological problems of the society in engineering business, then it's not, you are just an engineer or into any other business. But for it to be engineering business, there is problems in society which you are solving, especially technological problems. So an engineering is a business arranged in such a way that apart from generating profit, it renders novel solutions to problems, which solutions are provided and to see gaps where they can put money and make profit. The engineer looks at the problem in the community to see which problem he or she can tackle with intellectual assistance and therefore make profit. Get me? Like next year. Presently, the in short, I would say it means excellent professional practice, and I will ensure continuous engineering development and consumer economic growth of the country. Yes, go to 22. In 22 now, we see what we are lacking because we are not better. You see, our students our graduates are unemployed. Several engineering graduates are unemployed. When you are training your son or your daughter in school, you are comfortable. Anybody that needs to check out. Boy, my daughter is reading this. My son is reading this. When the person graduates, you are very happy. You are still very smiling and greeting people. Once it is 2 months to his or her graduation, you go begin call. You will see it. You are only thinking, what will my son do? What will my daughter do? Your BP will start rising. You start having undue headaches. But this is our country. And any development, correct development of a nation is even 5 years. See, let us take China. Chairman Mao Zedong of China. After the revolution he became the head of the revolution. What did he say? He said, my people, anything China cannot produce, China does not need. Anything China cannot produce, China does not need. So if you want to go to America with plane, you must use made in China. The engineers, they recognize the importance of engineers. They brought them. Please, give us China, give us China plane, give us China this, give us China this. And what Chairman Mao Zedong did in China, that is what is making China tick today. Even great nations like America, they have every respect for China. So you see the thing, that is why I sometimes, when I discuss with people, I tell them that we even need somebody that is higher than our present president. Because things have to go tough before they get huge. So we need to sit up. You see, millions of challenges are persistent. No, you want to continue, go behind. Go back to the beginning. Just get me statement of problem. My fellow professionals, you see, say our problem plate. Now it makes slides where cover statement of problem continue. They cause scatter everywhere. The fact is Nigeria is still backwards in field of nation with regard to industrialization, whereas the universities control standard graduates of engineering who are supposed to be problem solvers and positive change agents. Most are unemployed as graduates of other disciplines instead of giving to and contributing to enhancement of various sectors of the economy. Then get the next slide. Yes, continue. There is a diagram. It explains. And the diagram is written. It's a pity we cannot see this. But I brought different sectors' contributions to GDP of this country. Starting from whatever you are using to mine it, it's a contract, it's a machine. So the processing, there are machines. But look at contribution. Solid minerals, 0.36 and 0.33. Where are the engineers? Where are the brains? Look at manufacturing sector. It was 4.16 in 2011, but in 2020 it was 1.12. Possibly in 2015 it might have been 0.10. It's a terrible thing. Who are there? Who are supposed to revolutionize this sector? Now, let's go to construction industry. Zero construction, 3.01. You see, this construction industry is a terribly pathetic, very pathetic case. We give foreigners our money for them to come and mix aggregates and pour our roads and level it. And we keep quiet. Foreigners take our money. They import their people to come to this country, they are important, technicians are important, because their skin and color, we respect them as an engineers, go to them. They don't know straight up. It's a problem. Our graduates of civil engineering and building construction, they run the street looking for paid employment, looking for where an office where they will sit. If you look here, you see the place of creativity. You can only, it is innovation that develops. Technology innovation is the bedrock of development. You see, we move from reckoner the reckoner. There are many people here that are older than me, so they made the reckoner. Many of us made the slide rule. From slide rule, we moved to login table. They peppered it, they put it in print. And then from login table, we moved to calculator. From calculator, we are now at E. So, you see, it is innovation that is moving the world. And innovation, the principal ingredient in innovation is creativity. So, I just use this to show you the effect of mentoring. You see, creative thinking skills means how flexibly and imaginatively people approach problems. An engineer who has done the route and mastered it, it will be easier for him to put a people engineer on the route. For that people engineer to do better. Then you see, expertise is what you learn in school. Expertise knowledge, technical, procedural, and intellectual, acquired by formal and informal learning, including mentoring. Even while you are mentoring a student, you will see that there was a way you could do it, which the people in China does not know. You get my point? And they use it. I was calculating the draft, animal draft that will do a certain thing for me. And I was doing my practicability equations. So my Oga processor now told me that there is a way we do it. That an animal will pull 1/3 of its weight. You know the weight of the animals? I said no. He said find out the weight and then put 1/3. You see, it didn't stop me from still going ahead with the new knowledge and thought on arranging my draft equations. But at least I compared, after what I got, I compared with what he said. And it means that my own knowledge is better than that of my mentor, or so to say. So, this knowledge will be improved by mentor. Even motivation will be improved by mentor. At the end of the day, the creative acumen will now be used to improve or make better a process or product. It means we are growing. Yes, go down to recommendations. Let us round up. So, this is the recommendation. The Nigerian Society of Engineers is strategically positioned in the country to play a critical role of enhancing professional practice by further installing mentorship system in engineering practice in the country. This strategic position enables them to coordinate and advise engineering professionals in the country. Where necessary, they can leverage on the sound relationship it has with the Council for the Education of Engineering and collaborate with CORE to infuse a mentoring system into the practice of engineering. Yes. Recommendations: the program may be categorized as follows: existing workforce, unemployed graduates, policies and assistants. Existing workforce. Presently, the practice in government agencies and companies that engineer works, and each engineer works under a professional superior. NSC shall advise for improved relationship between the junior engineer and his superior to foster mentoring. That's it. Yes. NSC shall cause mentorship reporting to be forwarded to his office by the junior engineer at the end of every year. Novel innovations and inventions generated from the mentorship program shall be lectured highlights in the report. Unemployed graduates. A register shall be opened for all unemployed graduates of engineering in Nigeria. This is different from registration with NSC. But we have a register. Once you are an engineer and you have graduated, come and register with NSC. It will enable us to channel you towards getting jobs. They will come. Now, NSC shall create committees to study and understand each pertinent sector of the economy. Because we, as Nigerian Society of Engineers, we should be probing and doing things to get government harassed or coerced or convinced or lobbied or whatever, any other language you can use. So we should appoint permanent committees to understand each sector of the economy. That those committees will do thorough job and understand the sector, understand how it is moving, the amount of foreign content, because we are talking of local content. We should also be talking of the amount quantity of foreign content in that sector and attack it from one. You see, when Gandhi came to India and saw the white man's spinning machine for making cloth, hey, Gandhi said, hey, these people have brought Satan. They have brought Satan to kill my people. People were wondering what he said. Because every Indian woman was stealing from the way in her home. And on market day, she would go and make money and feed the family. Now, Britain now brought one gigantic equipment, special in several locations. And God said, so that gigantic equipment, all the wool and cotton, whatever in the zone, if they give it to me, in one month, everything is finished. Those women are alive. And then he started making noise. At the time, they wanted to off. Eventually, he succeeded. And you see again, what that one man is what India. Today, we don't wait for any man to do for us. Nigerian Society we do it. So, each committee shall find out the preventive operations and stakeholders as well as companies and SC members and correct registered engineers in the sector. Yes. Each year, interested unemployed graduates of engineering shall be posted by Nigerian Society of Engineers to come to agencies under the mentorship program and place in the tutelage of the senior engineers relevant to the areas of specialization. A monument grading shall be discussed with the company or agency and the protege and regarded as payment for those under mentoring. It may not necessarily be full package, but it can be arranged. And from there they can get jobs. From there they can innovate and become bigger. From there, all of this can happen. There will be another task requiring innovation and shall be aided to bring out the best. Annual reporting shall be submitted accordingly. All engineering graduates serving under the National Youth Service Corps Scheme program are to be attached to relevant engineers, even outside their working places, to work on visibility reports and business plans on innovative ideas based on the areas of personal interest and research on taken part at school as done at national boards of the working institution. This is one area you give kudos to my boss. And if you don't mind, I welcome a round of applause for him for initiating this program for us at NDPR. Presently, if you are serving with us and you are under the NYSC scheme, you have the responsibility of preparing, choose any technology-based business, maybe from your studies in school or from in any area of your interest. You must do a business plan and business studies, so that it will enable you to, whether the MBTI can help you to grow it, or the NYC and MBTI collaboration will help you. It is still moving forward. Policies and assistance. Operating and mentoring programs shall enable the Nigerian Society through these committees to see it all in all sectors. You see, this recommendation will make Nigerian Society to see it all in all sectors as it pertains to practice of engineering in Nigeria. NSC will have full information on what policies to seek to be changed or made and enable job and wealth creation and the evolution of new and novel products and processes. One of innovative activities emanating from mentoring. So, ladies and gentlemen, you see, just like an obedient servant, I will bow because I was told that my time is up. Thank you, God bless.
So thank you. Engineer Nat, please, to the front. The next presentation will be the one from Hero, as you might have seen on our banner at the backdrop. To be able to organize this workshop, we partnered up with Syrian Hero and the rest of the organizations. So the next presentation is the one coming from the teacher, Hero, who is heavily represented by the representative of the, sorry? All right, while we are aware, we understand the representative is outside somewhere getting his acts together. At the liberty of the chairman, we can take questions and comments, yes. But we expect chairman to regulate the session because time is of essence.
Thank you very much. Can we have some questions, maybe? Two. Yes, I spotted one. Then, what is like? Anybody here? Nobody here. They have to. Please come forward. But let me make some introductions. When this program is going on, some senior colleagues came in. So it is always good to recognize senior colleagues. And let me also invite Dr. Ali Al-Hassan to the high table. Ali Al-Hassan, please come to the high table.
My name is Engineer Oche Amuta. Firstly, I have comments with respect to the NPTI. Personally, I'm a computer writing and design consultant. I have the opportunity of meeting a lot of young engineers. And I want to add that instead of waiting for a board to be created or a mentoring agency, I want us to see as a responsibility of every engineer to mentor any young graduates coming up. I've done that a lot of times and encourage them to join Nigerian Society of Engineers. If you take the ratio of older engineers here compared to the young ones, I think we are lacking behind. The younger ones are actually missing from our midst. And that means we have a lot of responsibility to carry them along. And I would like to ask a question. As a technology incubating agency, what's your role in respect to final year projects in our universities and polytechnics? I see that as a great opportunity to actually see what our young engineers are doing in order to incorporate business goals to attend such presentations so that at the end, the fruit of their labor can materialize. Even can be commercially viable and to provide job for a lot of our engineers. And so the second question to the smaller representative rather. I saw a documentary on Nigerian television whereby we have a stack of a lot of prepaid meters wasting away in that company. And yet, as we speak, a lot of us find it difficult to have access to prepaid meters. What is MEDA doing to actually encourage this locally produced equipment that will aid and help in our electricity distribution? Thank you.
Thank you. My next one, let's take it to.
My name is Engineer Michael. I want to make comment, no question. However, from what the presenter, the statement he made, that the framework for mentoring is very weak or at zero level, I want to disagree with him. However, we know that there are challenges when it comes to mentoring. Most of the time, mentoring is going on between an employer and employee. But what is required of a mentee most times that it has to be it requires submission, patience, willingness, and capacity to learn. When those things are missing, then mentoring becomes very difficult. And of course, I partially agree with you based on the fact that as a young graduate or engineer, usually our mind is always on money, 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 money. You work in a place for 2 years, 3 years, you want to be your own Oga. You don't want to continue to understand the system, learn the skill, learn on the job. You want to be on your own. And when it happens like that, mentoring becomes very difficult. And most times you discover that the mentor and the mentee becomes rival in business. There's nothing wrong if after years of being mentor or having worked with someone, you go out to set your own business. The loyalty can still be there. You can still talk to your former employee, still learn more because learning has no limit. And then continue with the business. You can partner in one way or the other. So my little comment is the fact that for the mentee, he has to submit. He must have the willingness and the capacity to learn, and he must also be patient concerning the job. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Mike, can you answer this one and then go ahead.
Presently, we have a collaboration with OTA for intellectual property in the university. We realize that these final year projects are important instruments of innovation, which we can collect and then incubate to become bigger businesses. People who have come to us with yes, they are in some of our TICs. But the problem is that when you go to any university and start talking of it, people are concerned with this person will steal my work. So we now, this is ongoing. We now met with Nota. We want to install the intellectual property and technology acquisition office in our centers, so that the center which is in the state will meet the university which is in the state, and if they have nothing issues of intellectual property, they can quickly organize it and get it patented on behalf of that person before being incubated. That is at present. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. The issue of okay. People are doing because okay.
Thank you very much. My name is Jeremiah Adoy. I'm the Director of Regulation AKURE. Mine is a very brief comment and like a request and question all in one. The Council for Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria AKURE has a program called SISTI, Supervised Industrial Training Scheme in Engineering. The program started in the late 90s, but became suspended for a while. The Council is now revamping that program, which is aimed at training graduates of engineering after school, believing the fact that theory is not enough. And this is similar to what Megan has just told us. So the question now is, with Megan, can Megan key into the CC program of AKURE, just like so many other companies who are doing similar things are trying to key in? I think this will it will enrich the program, will enrich your objective, as well as enrich
Thank you. From correct. As I have earlier said, you recognize some people. You are allowed to please come to the item. You are allowed the referency, please come to the table. I've earlier said I have some senior colleagues in the house and they need to be recognized. I kept mute because I have not seen one. So let me start from the first row. I have Engineer Dr. Isai Mapino. Please stand for recognition. He is Chairman, Highways, NSC. I have Engineer Ibitoe Lodemo, Chairman of Oshogo Branch. And as I'm talking to you, this program is currently on live. This program is currently can be seen live. Yes, on YouTube, it's live. Katezio Kilodemo. I have another big fish now. Engineer Mrs. Valerie Akareba, FNSC, 3-time Vice President. President AKURE is in our midst. I have just seen Rabiu just now. Engineer Rabiu. Thank you very much. Engineer Rabiu, Chigari Lafia, Chairman Kano Branch, 3-time Vice President, also in the board. I have seen Engineer Tunja Janov, former Chairman Water Division, is in this hall. Thank you, sir. You are highly recognized. And some other senior personnel. You are all recognized. Please let's continue because of time. Okay, quiet.
Thank you very much. Good. Look at it all. Media have said the level of unemployment non-acceptable. And as an agency of government, we are equally to help create enterprises that will equally create jobs because the human that will work in those enterprises. So I'm very happy with the correct guy who have made it open that other companies have easy. I'm very happy too, the correct guy. That's good. I'm very happy to partner with you to drive the initiative because as we said, the era of you come out with a brilliant CV is no more involved. The bottom line now is for us to find means of ensuring that will adequately equip these young graduates as regards getting the business of their own. And the bottom line, and they want the skills available in this area. So what Colin is doing or plans to do is in line with the mandate of the agency, which will open to the DG for him to actually so we are in Abuja. So make out time for us to see as a mandate. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Please, as whose organizations are looking at it, you must look at it from a very holistic point of view. What is going to be the benefit of the student? Do you have any such program in the university? How do they get collateral? Because they don't have money. You do very well, they are already getting. Because engineers, everybody knew we are above average in our class. So how do you intend to give them money to start businesses? That's the key thing you're looking at. Education, we have education. We have education. Education is not our concern. Because there are people who are not up to our standard are getting good things. So I don't want to go into doubling education again. No, that's not the problem. It can't be with education. It can't be with education. When you somewhere, remuneration matters. You have to get remuneration right. You are trying to add one additional year for training. What at good cost? What are you ready to pay? This is has to be clear. You can't be saying people should keep on going at what cost? What are you going to pay? They are going to pay for it. That's how things are. Please, when you are making your laws, make them human. They should be human. We have other professions. are less than Nigerian, they are being paid fine. They come out after 4 years, university degree, they start somewhere around level 8, 9. I will say, please let us not overcharge matter. Let us be talking to ourselves. But when you want to do things, please do it right. You must take into consideration those who are going to be affected. We are blessed with 25 countries in the book. We don't have issue. But those who are behind us, everybody does not want to be industry. People in the oil and gas are comfortable. Does everybody work in the oil and gas industry? That's how it no. So let us believe at things with everything in our head and in our mind. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Chairman, fellow members of the National Society of Engineers, as we again reflect on some of the papers that have been presented this afternoon, what struck me, of course, is that there is a platform that we must continue to look at if we must move and reclaim engineering as we had tried to do with the local or the Nigerian content. We are talking about economics, we are talking about politics, and we are talking about this whatever I would like to call implementation or execution. Now, when we look at all the agencies that have been created by the government in the Nigerian content, and so on and so forth, it would appear to me that there has been some misunderstanding to some extent of the role that these organizations must play. Two things that have happened is that there is obviously too much centralization. Some of the institutions have tried to give us the impression that they now have local institutions at the local level. But if you look very closely and very carefully, you will still see that the problem we have is that many of them are still Abuja driven. Indeed, most of our engineers, 80 to 90% of them are where? At the local level, the branches level. Now, this is why I recall that we created Nigerian content at the branch level. Now, most of the problems is that we have refused to allow the Nigerian content at the branch levels to take the kind of image and be able to offer the kind of sustainability that we need so as to grow that fight to reclaim engineering. I want to obviously go to the chairman that perhaps this is a point that we must revisit. Because we can't go on talking about just the national content and the national level. The time has come for us, as perhaps the different countries, to revisit this issue of Nigerian content at the local level. For some of you who have tried to engage the multiple platforms at the local level, you will start there is a common level of disconnect between engineers and our political servants at the local level. And as long as we remain on that path, so long shall we remain in this cyclical motion in which we keep coming back to the same place and we keep coming back to these workshops. And at the end of the day, quite often the questions that arise, somebody talk about where are the young people? Why are the young people not here? They are not here because they cannot really see clearly that there is some benefit derivable from coming here. And are we just going to continue to talk to ourselves? Because it seems to me that what we are just doing is not need to talk outside. How many of them? How many? Now this is the Nigerian Society of Engineers, the Nigerian content. All they will do, of course, is to send their representatives. Because they don't consider problems that it would appear that as we grow older, it would appear that even our engineers, the importance of coming together so that we can all think through as to how we can move forward this whole concept. So maybe this is a point that we need to look at. The second point, of course, is that is there any way they can empower some of their agencies at the local level so that they can do certain things at that level. In other words, decentralize most of these agencies of government. They need to be decentralized. The time has come for that decentralization to take place. And if indeed there is anything that this administration can do, it is to decentralize. Sweden, Nigerian content, and a number of other agencies. So that at the local level, they can engage our people as to how they can impact the lives of all these young people. And I think that this is also
Yeah. Thank you very much. I've called upon again to say something. We must derive something from this gathering. As I said during the keynote address, Sweden has a common mandate to ensure that startups start. The existing enterprises grow and expand. And the issue of decentralization is obvious in Sweden. We have 6 zonal offices in the 6 geopolitical zones. In the southwest, we have the Lagos. They will have state officers too that handle issues pertaining to our mandate within the state. In all those states, here we have the state manager. And at the level of our assistant director, so he has all the power to commit the agency at the state level. My friend have asked me to tell you that in as much as Sweden is concerned, we are at the rural area in terms of the business centers that are there and the business information centers that are here. So in our own case, if you get to our website, you will get all the auxiliaries and contacts of all our state offices. So it's very, you don't need to come to Abuja to talk with Sweden. You don't need to go to Lagos to talk with Sweden. While in your state, either in those states, in Imo State, in Ondo State, in Kwara State, you can see Sweden representative at the state level and talk with them. So you can appeal to the engineers.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Please make your emails and numbers available to the people who can reach you.
Sorry, Mr. Chairman, sir. The website of Sweden is www.sweden.gov.ng. www.sweden.gov.ng. Please, let's make an attempt. Let's go to that website. Let's look at something there. Let's review it. There will be something that will be of interest to you. And we should take opportunity on this, what they are doing. Let me tell you something. Government is giving a lot of money every year to develop people. And engineers are totally disconnected from it. And people that are selling career and all the rest of them are taking advantage. And that's why we brought them here, so that you can know if you have a good design that can be commercialized, you have a good idea, all you need to do is to put your idea in a very good package and go to them. And we have a number of your colleagues there, engineers, who are ready to assist you. That's why we feel we made this collaboration with SNIDA, so that all this effort will not just be a talk show. people should go and assess this kind of thing instead of moving the street or begging somebody. Let's make an attempt. The person that will never get anything is the person that will never make it.
Another question is posed before SMIDA. What is the interface between SMIDA and exact content DOI software interface need to be established and follow through? Look at it thoroughly. Content agency in Yoruba. When Engineer Ellis was the executive secretary, we talked a lot as regards how Sweden and the local content office can generally collaborate to come out with something that only the LSN is partnering with us. As I said earlier, there is a program called the National Enterprise Development Program of the government. Sweden is a key player in it. The Bank of Industry is a key player in it. Sweden is not a lending agency. What to do mainly is to enhance capacity. That is why Sweden will pronounce the 3 C's. The 3 C's here have to do with capacity, concept, and then capital. The Bank of Industry is there to look at your business plan that you move forward to the Bank of Industry. They will look at it thoroughly and see whether it is bankable. If it is bankable, they will then fund it. Sweden is not a funding agency in any form, but we help you and link you so that you have access to affordable finance. That is what we do. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Engineer SK David, are you here? Engineer SK David, my card is well spent. Please come forward. Engineer SK David, MNSC, International Acting Director, Engineering Research, Hero. Please come forward for your presentation. 20 minutes and then 5 minutes for question and answers. Thank you. Would you like want to use the ICT facility?
Well, I'd like to say good afternoon to everyone. A very short time. Let me start with the Vice President of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Bagana, FNSC. I'd like to recognize also Engineer Adidapo Adejumo, FNSC, Chairman of the NSC Nigerian Content Committee. Also, I'd like to recognize Engineer Professor Elizabeth, who is the coordinator of the expansion committee of the Nigerian content. Also, all the pressmen around, I'd like to recognize all of you, and then all the other degrees of the table. I must say that I'm very pleased to be a part of this workshop, and I'm standing in for the DG of Bureau, Dr. Mrs. Gloria Elemo, and
Two minutes gone.
I want to say that Bureau, that's the Federal Institute of Data Research and Institute in Lagos, has been much involved in Nigeria's technological development as well as entrepreneurship. From human idea, Bureau at inception, that's from 1956, where Bureau was established along with the Central Bank of Nigeria by an economic committee that came and saw the need for Nigeria to develop technological areas. In Europe, we have a team spirit in terms of engineering, research, and development, because we have a lot of disciplines that work together to develop processes and equipment. And over the years, Europe has done a lot in developing mainly food and agro-allied processing equipment and plants. We have chemical engineers, we have mechanical, we have electrical, we have agricultural engineers, we have technological engineers, and ceramic engineers that work together in Europe. For many years, there have been a lot of efforts. After AKURE was established, there were other organizations that the government felt there was necessary for them to be created for us to move in part of technological development. I can mention a few of them here. We have the NIDB, we have the National Bank for Commerce and Industry, we have NEXI, we have the Food Bank, Community Banks, NDE, Family Economic Advancement Program, Nigerian Agricultural and Cooperative Development Bank of Industries, IFRI, SMIDA, NAPEP, NOTAP, etc. Over the years, the past 20 or 30 years, government has tried to establish various organizations to move in the path of industrial and technological development. And AKURE at inception had an engineering component as its mandate. And the first, when we moved to the present site, the first Director General was a chemical engineer. Though afterwards, things have changed to the other direction of having the basic scientists now being the CEO of AKURE. And this is really affecting our commercialization drive in terms of setting up industries, small, micro, to enrich our people. And the government also saw the need, after establishing AKURE, to keep power with engineering facilities as far back as 1983, when Shagari was in government. The government tried to establish workshops, which include machine shop, fabrication shop. A lot of machine tools were procured from India to enable engineering R&D to be meaningful and to be accelerated in the institute. Also, in 2009, former President Obasanjo came around, paid a visit to the institute, and saw that some of the equipment that were established or installed in 1983 were no more very relevant. Some of them have become obsolete, and he approved the upgrading of the workshop facilities so that people could play a role in engineering, entrepreneurship, and industrial development. Also, an arm of AKURE which is very important, which has to do with entrepreneurship, is what we call technology marketing department. As soon as AKURE started the research work, both in the laboratory and engineering, there was need to commercialize, to transfer technologies to potential entrepreneurs. And along the line, there was a need for us to set up a marketing, technology marketing department. And that one started immediately. People that are equipped with their business expertise, who will assist us in doing the pre-feasibility studies for different projects to reach our people in small and medium scale industries. And After AKURE was established, the other engineering organizations that were established as a follow-up. This includes NASENI and ASEDE. NASENI is the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure. And the ASEDE means African Regional Center for Engineering, Design and Manufacturing. But the truth is that most of these organizations are not doing very well, for one reason or the other, because of funding. Engineering requires a lot of funds, more than other types of laboratory research. In 2005, with NASENI on ground, the government set up a peer review committee to look at the different functions and mandates of the research institutes and to avoid duplication of efforts and mandates. PIRO was then given a new mandate, which is design and fabrication of equipment, prototypes, and processes. So what we do now is to develop those prototypes. And we now look on to NASENI to scale up those prototypes so that they can be commercialized at different capacities. At present, the engineering department of PIRO is planning to have a fabricators forum early next year, in around February next year. And we would like all the organizations that are present here to put it in mind, go to our website in January to be able to get the dates for this fabricators workshop. And we are going to discuss things that will enable the Nigerian government to move forward in the area of local content. PIRO has assisted a lot in many areas, fabrication of spare parts for local industries. Many companies have come to us, to NEPA, when they need to come to our place, they bring some components for us to look at and fabricate for them. And we have done several like that. Some other big companies also come, different products. We have done a lot in assisting our local industries, not only the medium, small and medium scale ones, but also the large scale ones in the area of fabrication of spare parts and machinery components.
To 2 minutes.
All right. In conclusion, I want to say that the role of PIRO in local content development in Nigeria cannot be overemphasized. But this kind of work cannot be done alone by a single organization. We should work together as a team. We should look at different areas of expertise and come together, like what this workshop is aim to attain. And I also want to say before I close that our DG is so much committed to this Nigerian content workshop. Anytime we have it, you will have been here personally, but we all know that just last week we have new ministers, and this week with the first working week of the ministers, they need to meet with their chief executives in the parastatals under them. That's why she's unavoidably absent. But our spirit is here, I'm very sure. We're already behind the call until Friday when this decision came up that report at Abuja this morning. But she's with you and she's ready anytime to assist this local content workshop. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And then we have class for Nigerian, who is one of us from Lagos. And thank you very much. We knew very well that PIRO has been our very good friend. Please give been our very ESCOM member, former chairman ENTERPRENEURSHIP. And I also want to introduce another junior Babagana. He is Engineer Dr. Babagana Mohammed. People will say we are having the same name. No, I'm a senior. I'm a senior because I'm sitting here. He's sitting here. So I'm a senior. He's one time vice president, one time, and 2 times vice president. So he's still my junior. He is my classmate and he's the organizing chairman for RED 2022. 2013 and 2014.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Chairman. We move on. Moving on now. Baba Gana Vice President 2006, the original. Chairman, moving on now. The original. My president, no contest on that. It's a brand I was able to establish some time ago. Moving on now to the next paper. Chairman, with your kind permission, again, will moderate the amount of time available to them. 15 minutes presentation. Thank you. Engineer Nat.
Is the next man ready?
Okay, when the gentleman comes, Chairman will moderate the next set of questions.
In the interview, Professor Alabi can say a word. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, sir.
And two-time Vice President. All of that protocol in your life. And it's never I just want to rephrase the statement made by Engineer Okoye. See, all the chief executives must recognize the import of this particular act, and maybe we ask the representative to take this back home. That national content or Nigerian content is no longer going to take representative from the chief executive of these organizations that have a lot of bearing on the future of our children and engineering in this country. Secondly, I would like to call on AKURE or NSC now, the Engineering Regulation Working Group, to work with the national content at the local level to ensure that projects embarked upon by contractors, consultants, bring in our younger engineers. There are lots of projects that are now going on. And multi-billion naira. And when you go there, you don't see many of our young engineers. And they need to be there to study this group. In most cases, they are foreign groups. And so we need the national content, the content, and the ERM to work together to ensure that the future of our children and of our engineers are actually taken care of. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Tell us your name.
My name is Engineer Oike.
Thank you.
I work in Nigerian University as a lecturer. I just want to contribute a little bit, just 1 minute. AKURE, my interest is AKURE. I came into the hall thinking that I was going to see young people. I didn't expect to see 40 and above in this place. I expected to see a 21 to 27 engineers, graduate engineers. They need this thing. It should be made compulsory for all branches to ensure that young engineers and graduate engineers come here and receive this training every year. Apart from the branch level that may not be too thick, this one you shouldn't miss it. Secondly, the curriculum. I'm a lecturer, and last week we were able to allocate last week we allocated faculty courses. And I took time to look at the curriculum for entrepreneurship. There's hardly a university that takes it in year 2, year 3, year 4. Some of them it's elective, if you like. Now, in my faculty in engineering, it is attached to faculty, it's attached to law, industrial law, which final year students take. I'm talking of my school now. The curriculum is in my hotel. I'll give it to him after this workshop. AKURE should endeavor, if they are still here, to ensure that the curriculum for entrepreneurship is compulsory. It shouldn't be elective for engineers. it should also not only taken in final year. They should do it in a year before, maybe the basics, and when they get to final year, they should be able to look at one angle of entrepreneurship that they will be able to fit into. That's my contribution.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Again, look at it thoroughly. I think Nigerian Delta University, right? Your approach is totally wrong, or you must know. The NUC made it compulsory that each university should ensure that entrepreneurship education is compulsory, not an elective, and not attached to either law or whatever. It should be on its own. Not only that, it should not be seen as a GST course, so to say. Because the whole school in Nigeria, you know the type of GST course over 200 people will be there. MBT is to make it compulsory.
Thank you, sir.
It should be compulsory. Again, I want to introduce our ONDO state officer here. Mr. Shode, if you have any contact with him, you have to see him. He's waving his hand there. So that guy is to say we are not only we are only here in all those things. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And again, Smithers have a program we call Tertiary Institution Entrepreneurial Development Program. What we want to do is to collaborate and partner with all the universities to broaden and deepen entrepreneurship education in our Nigerian university. We need to tell them that they can use their hands to do a lot of things. Look at our Togo. How have we bottled it to preserve it so that we can take it like Coca-Cola and Fanta? Look at our cashew nuts. How have we bottled it like provide engineers and engineers? So the jobs are there, but in our inability to analyze this thing and protect it further. And I think the entrepreneurship process would bottle it to the students. Thank you very much.
I want to refer you to your dean of faculty of engineering, because this information, you will find out has been well captured in the revised DMAs of AKURE. Many computer academic students bench the DMAs. Then what is that's captured in the DMAs? Have you seen how? Please take your time. Please take your time to go through it. That has been also captured. And in fact, some universities have already adopted that program.
Exactly. Following on what Engineer Larson said, who just before now was a deputy registrar at AKURE, some universities have actually started adopting it. At the University of Maiduguri, we have a multi-billion naira Center for Entrepreneurship Studies. So irrespective of what degree program you are pursuing, either in engineering, law, in the languages, or in any of the social sciences, as a matter of necessity, and it's compulsory, that you must take at least a couple of entrepreneurship courses that will imbibe and instill in you that culture and skill needed not solely to rely on the theoretical knowledge you received, but will be able to enable you set up in case you want to set up after graduation. So quite a number of universities are actually doing it. But I know I'm authoritatively talking about Maiduguri because that's the university where I come from. Okay. Exactly, and NUC played a great role. But most important of all, it's there in the document referred to. That's the BMAS from AKURE. Thank you.
No. 1 minute. Your name? Thank you very much for this opportunity. My name is Engineer Sunday Ucho. I'm from the AKURE branch of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. I work for Frontier Oil. I want to buttress on this issue of mentoring and also collaborate on what Engineer Okoye has said about the need to inculcate and take this engineering to the grassroots so that it could become economically viable to the younger ones. Actually, I feel pain each time I come for this AGM and I see older people seated, no young people. And it has to do with economy of scale.
How do they sponsor themselves to this place? My input right now is that going forward, the government agencies who are the clients to the contractors should from day one, from the budget office, do a scope of work that will add value to the contracts they are giving. The scope of work should mainly consist of how many engineers do you require for this project? How many older engineers? How many younger engineers? How many trainee engineers? And coding should be communicated accordingly to be able to regulate what the contractor is doing. I can see that there are so many agencies which I've never heard of before. And if they are on the ground, like Sweden and Firo, I honestly I can attest to that. And the NCDM, I don't know actually what that is. But if they are on ground, because if they were on ground, I can assure you some of us will know them. If they are on ground, they should also assist in supervision, because the projects, some of the projects could be failing if there is no proper supervision. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. You see, I don't want to go into so much details, because it is assumed all of us here are above 40 and we are all senior managers. And I don't want to start hesitating from details. It is good, well mentioned. Young engineers are not here. Correct? No, it's not correct. This is an NSC function. NSC should take responsibility. NSC should key in and make sure that they bring young engineers here. That's how it should be. Because this is local content NSC. So please keep putting aside. There is no point in questioning blames. When it is wrong, we knew why it is wrong. Let's take the blame and move forward and look for how to solve it. We shouldn't be pushing it for us to that's not the issue. That is solved. I've taken that and I will put it. In fact, I'm chairman of project development board. I will put it across. I'll put it across to where this should be had and on. That's for that. About young engineers, I will not take. Let me continue that. This discussion is not finished. My next paper, is the paper ready? Because we have so many things to run. So, is my next paper ready? My next presenter, are you ready? You are not ready? Then now I can engage with questions and answers. Please come forward. Let me hear you.
The high table, I'll be very, very brief. I am Engineer Sir Chief of Maria Superbasi. And I would like to, on this issue of entrepreneurship, I would like to go further down, because we have to ask questions before we solve solutions, before we solve the problems. The question we have to ask is that why are our engineers, young engineers, not interested in entrepreneurship? You see, if you ask a young undergraduate his purpose of going to university and finishing, he will tell you that he wants to get a job. But I will give you a personal experience that happened.
Hello. Please, your silence. Please, your silence. Don't do behind. People is too much. What's happening there? Please. If you are for this one, stay. If you are not, please walk out.
I'll tell you a personal experience that happened to me. We had a neighbor. The man was a manager, he was an accountant in African Petroleum, and then his son went to a school that they call Comprehensive Secondary School in Port Harcourt. And that school, they operate the American system, owned by the Americans. So they had from their class 1, they had their curriculum, technical drawing, woodwork, and metalwork in that school, right from the 70s. So his son went up to class 3, and the boy told his father that he couldn't continue school again. He told him that he couldn't continue, but the boy was so good in carpentry work. So he left, he didn't go to university. He left school as at that class 3, and his father encouraged him. In short, his father was sad because he was a manager. He was sad that the boy couldn't continue because his father had money to train him. So, as we are talking as of now, that guy now, he's now a man. He employs more than 50 people. He has estates. And in that school, they teach you, as they teach you the technical works, they teach you entrepreneurship. And until today, that comprehensive secondary school, they teach technical and academic work till today. So for me, there's a gap from secondary school, like in developed countries, even in primary schools, they give their students projects to do. Projects to do right from the primary school. So we should start from the primary, teach entrepreneurship to people so that they are interested. But most of our undergraduates are interested in getting money works, just a job after school, because of the foundation. It starts from the foundation. The foundation is primary school. We should start from the foundation in our curriculum. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. You see, yeah, young man. No, I have a young man. Please let me hear you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Please button up. Button up. That's the problem with young men.
Thank you very much, sir. My name is Maurice Mwalot, serving corporate state. I'm registered under the graduate scheme of NSC. I am very happy when the first lecture talked about the projects and how they are going to help students and the students are also coming in. Because why I'm so happy is because some of us are parents give us money. We go to research institutes, we spend money with our kids, only to graduate after the defense. Our work life follow near central workshop, beaten by sun, nothing to write about it. And also I want to make this suggestion, just like the Nigerian Medical Association, there's a way they account for their young graduates. They write MBA exams. When they graduate, they are regarded as professionals. Even the NYC place them on the common health committee's payments, and they are posted to where they are directly needed. And then you find a medical doctor in the secondary school. So I would like NSC also, if they can bring this kind of scheme into our universities, when we write these professional exams, when we read to pass, we also read to practice, just like the medical counterparts. And then when we graduate, our certificates also, just like our professional certificates. And even if we don't get job immediately, we are accounted for. I joined this scheme when I was in camp. The Nigerian Associated Engineers came to camp. And
thank you very much. I know where you're coming from. We appreciate your complaint and we are looking at your complaint. See, these issues are now is a very open flow. We are talking to ourselves now. We drop all protocol. I'll get back to you. We drop all protocol. When things are not right, they are not right. Have we finished the fight of engineering remuneration? Thank you. When things are not right, they are not right. So this is part of it. It's a subset of what we are saying, of the bigger scale. That's why I mentioned all of us don't work in the same industry. Some are working for local government, some are working for state government, some are working for federal government, some are working for oil and gas. And the categories and conditions are different. But all of them agree on that. No one is better than anyone. It's just by faith. You fall into what you fall into. Just by faith. You don't know, you wake up one day, you are in Bobo, you are in PC, you are in Shell. You don't go to a point better than anybody. But that's why you hold yourself. And so be it. So, and this problem has been discussed time and time again. Up to today, what is heavy. That means our approach is wrong. Because we're not discussing one issue for 10 years. Continuously, we can't discuss one issue. There is something wrong. You have to change your ways of thinking, or your way, or your approach. Same thing, same way, same result. Unless you change it. And all the complaints we have been hearing all along has been positioned to our own engineering that is work. That is what everybody is complaining.
I don't work for fundamental work. But that is what everybody is saying. That is senior that is the works are those for this our engineering scale. That's what are insinuating. As far as I'm insinuating. Because there are no facts. I cannot lay my hand on any fact. But that's what people are saying. So for everything, there must be some element of truth. Because if you are not truth, nobody will call you a thief. There must be some signs. You have shown some signs. So please let's address key issues. When we address key issues, what is the issue? We are the senior engineers. 4 and 5 engineering salary scales. Every practice is into place. We have them. We have senior engineers. Where is here? The goyes. Let them go and fight for the direct scale. They are here. They can do it. They can do it. They know it. They can do it. They know people know them. So they can do it. But I can shout here from here to Meduguri, nobody will hear me. Who are you? Who knows you? So please, let us be, it's better we stop opportunity level, pushing level. Let us just squarely what we are supposed to do. That's we move forward. We need to keep on talking because our lunch is coming up. So that's some small time to talk to ourselves. Please come up with all the good ideas you have. Let's share it here. Maybe somebody thanks for have your help for all of us. Yes. Anybody? Your young man, okay. Your young man, talk please. Let's hear you. I know it is the same Wahara.
Mr. Chairman, I have about 4 or 5 points here that I wish to make, so I'll just limit just 1 or 2 minutes. Yeah. My name is Steve Abasiefio, graduate member of the society from your branch. I have, over the years now, I think from when I was a student up till now, it's about 7 or 8 years since I've been going on the society's activities. And I have made several observations which I think could be of help to the society too. We know as human beings, sometimes we complain that if our complaint does not go to the proper channel, it's a problem. So the first thing I'm going to mention will be on my own experience first in the university. I remember when I was doing my undergraduate, during our project. Before then, we had several projects to deliver, but there was one striking one because of the urgency of the problem that we encountered in the school. So we had to make it up that project so that the school can benefit from it. But we encountered an issue with our supervisor. It was either he didn't understand what we were trying to do, or he was too busy with his own personal activities. That a particular occasion he had to tell us that he's not sure that we are the ones doing the project. And unfortunately, our project leader, or fortunately I would say, because after that everything changed. He told him, he fled off and told him, I think that's the problem that we have in the system. That lecturers don't believe in their own students. And we wonder what the lecturers are teaching the students that they don't believe in their own students. That's one thing my project leader then said. Now, I have observed that that is also a problem because if you are talking about mentorship, I don't see why a mentor would have doubt in his mentee. The person is coaching. What are you coaching the person? You see how the person. That's the question. The second thing is on the agencies. We've just had Freedom and Firiwa and the rest of them. They come here and they tell us of government programs. Fine, people are benefiting from them, and some engineers still key into them. But the problem that we still have generally is the communication problem in the country. How do people get to know these programs? And how do people who do not even have funding get to know? We know how services are bad in the country. The internet services, the network problem that we have even in our GSM works. It's terrible. We can't really get proper communication. Over the past 3 months, I've had issues with internet connectivity because it's difficult for you to really get a good internet service. Apart from maybe Abuja, Lagos,
I don't know of any other part of the country where we have a good communication system. Because you can't really stream. We are not talking about this thing being on stream. How many of us are really stream on our phones? So that's the problem that we are having. Are we rendering quality service in the country? Then another thing is on the young engineers. I've observed that over the years, we've been playing politics with young engineers. It's not the right thing, and we should face the problem directly because we are creating a future problem, and the future is immediate than before. For example, maybe in the past, most of us here had scholarships. Most of us choose engineering because of the opportunities, and some people, because maybe we did not really have interest in the profession, we find it reluctant to really sacrifice much for this society. I personally decided to come to engineering conferences, not because I have that, because at the beginning of the year, I know that I have a program at the end of the year. So I plan towards it. And not many people might be lucky to have funding to come like this. Students are not working, or they are not making enough cash. They are barely surviving. And then you expect students to come like this. How about the accommodation issue? The conference fee might be little, but how about other what we are talking about? So we have to face the reality. Then another thing that I want to mention is on this the funding that the government agencies do. You guys have the funding. You know how to go about meeting people. Why not take it? Sometimes the doctors will have to take the medicine to the patients. You don't have to wait for the patient because sometimes I feel the problem with how we reason because we feel we are doing people a favor by giving them the opportunity. Whereas we are actually doing our country, ourselves in particular, good because if Nigeria is producing good and quality products, then we can now be talking about competing with other parts of the world. We can't be complaining that people are not patronizing Nigerian products when we are not really supporting those people to produce quality products and we are not really checking on what we are producing. So I believe that we as a professional society, we have a responsibility and we have to make sure that we are working in the interest of society, sacrificing much. We might not get the short-term benefits that all human beings expect. In the long run, ourselves, maybe our children or our grandchildren, okay, what about when we retire from the system? So how would you be happy to see the system being run by the people that you left? How would you be happy by the contributions that you left? Because whatever happens later is based on what we are contributing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Please give to Professor Rabi to answer some of your questions. Professor Rabi, can you answer your response? 2 minutes, sir. We shall do that.
Thank you very much. I was trying to put something down to send to the National Content Committee, and I'm going to do that. What's important is all of us to ensure that we sensitize the environment that breeds these young engineers, universities, NYSC, and the like. And in conjunction with the local branches of NSC, to encourage these younger ones to come here. We did this in the Lorry, and what we did was ensure that the universities in the environment were sensitized to bring students to that center, and so many students attended. Apparently, the local ones here were not sensitized enough because we need this students to grow up with the system. And that's the only way we can get out of these doldrums. And so I think what we're going to be doing is by the NSC, my vice president, and the current representatives here, and the various technical groups that are here, Snedan and the like, to please ensure that students are encouraged by way of by supporting the system or suggesting even the university to bring those students here to learn. In actual fact, I'm from Kwara State University. Kwara State University is a university for community development. We send our students out to the community to ask for their problems. And they solve their problems. And we have what we refer to as undergraduate research group at 200 level. They start at 200 level and they address those problems and the university supports them financially. And in fact, at 200 level, they are sent out to ensure that they learn a particular trade, which they report at the end of the 200 level as an entrepreneur. And in fact, many of these kids, before they get to 500 level, they have developed that idea of entrepreneurship. And these are the sort of things we need to do to encourage our younger ones to actually buy that spirit of entrepreneurship. Because it's important that they can now take their destiny in their own hands. And that's going to augur well for the country and for everyone of us, because we are dreaming of 2020. We cannot achieve this if these younger ones are not actually, on the forefront. And many of our contractors, consultants that are outside now, that are doing various types of jobs, should be encouraged to take in our students. And ERM can become quite relevant in this area. Taking this the NYC, the young graduates, let them work with them. By the time they finish that's actually going to empower this to know where they're going. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Good young man. Please, your name?
Mr. Chairman, sir, I am Engineer Emeka Notary. I think I'm a perfect embodiment of the Nigerian content. Mr. Chairman, sir, I belong to the young generation of engineers. I'm not in the position to answer from what the Niger, sir. But I want you to know, sir, that the young generation of engineers are grateful to you for this unique opportunity to voice out. Sir, fundamentally, I pray for Nigeria's please. The way out is making this profession attractive. I mean, sir, when you are an engineer and you are wanting to write home about, I mean, your lifestyle is nothing to write home about. It's pathetic. When your son, you cannot afford to pay your son or children's school fees, and you expect or you encourage your wife to pray that your son or your children should be engineers. I think, sir, let there be a move. Maybe by way of a union. I understand the NSC is not a pressure group. But, sir, I most of due respect to you, our fathers, professional fathers. And I seek your indulgence, please. I'm not trying to outstand my bounds. I think there should be sort of union that will be a radical move that can back and bite. And if this is not done, we will not be here talking, and gradually the quality, the quantity of the professionals die and wake up. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Well, Mr. Chairman, I suppose that the essence of this interactive session is to be able to collate recommendations that we can actually make to be able to grow and sustain the vision of the Nigerian country. I recall that there was a day I was having a discussion with Professor Mohammed about Mohammed. And we were discussing the issue of the interface between the academia and the government. Now, how many people from the academia are here? Apart from, can we have all the people from the university that can answer it? Perhaps about 4 of them or 5 of them. Now, I have always said that if you go out there, where some of us were trained, the people that drive the development of the association and the society are the academia people. But in Nigeria, it is the other way around. I have never been able to understand it. Because the academia are very close to the students. They are very close to the young people. And so one of the recommendations I think we are doing is so I hope that the incoming president will take seriously the issue of the interface between the academia, the students, and the industry. Because we mount it as it were, but we need to do something about it. And I'm talking about how do we begin to put institutional frameworks for being able to make sure that we don't talk about it, but also that we do something about it. Perhaps it is not going to become mandatory that every lecturer that is an engineer must find a way of, I don't know, maybe the NSC has to make a requirement of engineering, that they must obviously put this as a requirement and so on. That is one. Two, I can see that Corin is here, and I think it's been shaking his head, no doubt. I would have loved that if that Corin executive is here. Because this is Nigerian content is about Corin. Corin is about Nigerian content. So again, what can Nigerian society of engineers do to reconfigure the foreign platform so that we can become more responsive to the needs of the government? Because that is exactly what it is. And I think that even though foreign has told us that they have decentralized, but I think that the decentralization that is on paper, it's not working. There is a need for foreign to do very, very robust, sustainable programs. For instance, all the technologies that we're talking about, how do you monitor and oversee technologies, technicians, and so on? The way it's structured now, the way it's wrong. So I think that perhaps one of the recommendations, Mr. Chairman, is that we need to do something about this. Foreign needs to be. I think that there is a lot of work to be done about foreign. And I hope that the incoming president must also take up that as a major commitment to move foreign from where it is to where it should be. And finally, of course, I think that we did include entrepreneurship as part of the exam for young engineers to be qualified to practice engineering. Before you can become a member now, I think we need to find a way of including entrepreneurship in the test required of young engineers as a group of training that we are now concerned about.
Thank you, sir. Let me take your report. Let me take your office.
My chairman, good afternoon, sir. Yeah. I find it very okay. Lawal Ismail is my name. I'm from Elisha branch. It is an honor to be here, and I'm here to speak the minds of a lot of young engineers. I've said this in various fora. I was privileged to see the NSC president and the current president the same regulated the ERN at Oshogo. I posed a question to them, and they never answered me. The question was never answered because it was answered in a different way, which was not exactly what I asked.
Go ahead.
My question that very moment was, we are told as an engineer, as an engineering graduate, that we require 4 years of prerequisite experience to write an NSC examination before you can be certified by COREN as an engineer. So my question to them at that very day is, as far as I'm concerned, I've worked with consultants in the construction industry before I finally get where I am in the federal parastatal. But I've never seen the essence of that prerequisite experience of 4 years and my labor to get current certificates. Because although I've taken it as a challenge to get it first, and I've even written the exam already, But my question here is my predecessors in the office. I asked them, with this foreign you have, what is the benefit of this foreign certificate to your present status in this organization? All he was told that was just congratulated that congratulations for having foreign certificates. If you are doubting me, you will go further to confirm. I have. You are telling the president, please talk to me, not to the talk to me. Where I'm going to present you, I expected that after I've gotten my foreign certificate, I expected that they said if you get to move from the 9 level, if you must have a foreign certificate. So I want to believe what I was told before, that whatever level you are, whether you are starting at level 7 or level 8, the moment you have the foreign certificate, you will move to the next level. And that is what I expected to happen. But that doesn't happen anymore. All you expected is you must get to 9, move from 9 to 11. Okay. That's the question. That is not the only question. In fact, all time yes, sir. The most important thing is we're talking about entrepreneurship. And now we know that the average Nigerian, like me, who graduated from the university, are students that graduate from our average Nigerian. The guys that graduated in the university that are parents are working easily get paid in major industries. Now you want to be an entrepreneur. Who will stand as a guarantor? How will I accept it to be able to establish a business? It's another type, it's another hobby. Thank you very much. No, let me answer. No, this is very critical. Very critical. So if you have anything to share with me, let me answer the question. But what after the question was I was one African champion. I was very champion to Sri Lanka. And when I did Sri Lanka, this is what I did. Thank you very much. Hello, can I be heard? Thank you very much. Hello, can I be heard? Very good. You see, you got these things very wrongly. Let me give you from my own background, then you can now understand where I'm coming from. Today, I'm an NBC staff. I started with the Federal Ministry of Water Resources. I, Babakar Mohammed, started with the Federal Ministry of Water Resources. There is a federal government circular. That circular, I could not recall the number. It's called PSDR, something package from something. I could not recall the number. That circular applies to level 8 to level 9 after 1 year. Get it right. Because I have been doing it. Before I left federal service, I did that circular, and the circular is still around. You enter first as a graduate, level 8, step 3, step 4, depending on where you are coming from. Depending on where you are coming from. That's why I said, I entered transfer. I entered transfer. The take 5. I'm doing my own. I entered transfer, take 5. I entered step 4. Right? After 1 year, a colleague signaled to me that there is this circular. People in my organization, some people don't know about it. They don't do it. Let me just tell you this. So you must know if you do it. You must know that after you do it, it's not automatic. If you don't ask, nobody gives you. You should tell me. Wait. If you don't ask, nobody gives you. You told me and I asked. I will give you. The day in the night after 1 year, then you continue to have when you reach the top, you will not exceed the top until you go for them. And anything you will tell, they will take the top, you must go for them.
I asked, because I saw it there, they said 3 years, I spent 3 years in the place.
It's for no cost very good. That is how my time.
And I'm coming for 5 years.
But in NNPC, it's one game.
I know.
It's one game.
I did that, nothing was
recent now, certificate. EG now, water. American water is for that. So understand where you are coming from. That's how it is. If the president did not answer you, let me so at this level, you have not this administration is not matter. At level 9, you cannot use that cycle for level 10.
If you have AKURE, what's the benefit? That's the question. AKURE, we have talked
about you cannot ask for the youth. What we are asking for now is very clear. Okay, let me give you one.
My chairman, the members of IPO, please, audience, please. Please, one house, please, let's have one house. I'll start by introducing myself. Please, one house. Some people are still talking. We need one house so that I can talk. One house, please, please. This may be, we are coming to the end of this program very soon. Please, one house. My name's I'm former Bureau of Public Procurement World Bank consultant, senior consultant. That was former. And we have really discussed a lot. But I want us to take home some silent points. My case is with NSC. I'm a part of NSC. My vice president, we have a committee, continuous professional development. That committee has a very good mandate. All we have said falls within the mandate of that committee, and I hope you are driving that committee. So Nigerian content is just a segment. I want to take you all we have said and some of the things we have captured in our article. We want you to coordinate all of them and come up with a program that will capture mentorship. All the items highlighted by audience here, people participants, capture them as new ideas if you don't have them before, so that you can develop a template, cascade it to the branches. From continuous professional development, that committee is not a money-driven committee, it's a training ground. And when you train and you do find job for them, we will score you 0 because it is still liability that the father trains his child. After like training your child, you will see your child sitting in your house, doing nothing, and you start feeding him, you start organizing marriages for him, and at the end of the day, you say you are doing well. The society is not doing very well because we have committees, but they are not giving us scorecards. That is one. Secondly, we have collaborators. All these collaborators, they are willing to assist us, but we have to knock on their doors with our programs, not asking them to come and sponsor one program. No. Tell them, I don't need your money. I want you to create other people, create jobs for people. Because if you make a better environment, the society will not complain. And if you make impact, even if it's a small impact in one branch, we have over 57 branches. So if you can make impact in 57 branches, I think the society is making an impact. I like the views of everybody here. I want to take these views back to you so that you come up with a program and educate us. We are online. Everybody here should have his email address. Please, I want to be getting information about the programs of continuous professional development and other committees that you need to work with. We say so much about AKURE. AKURE is mainly 45% engineers, and they constitute the council. And AKURE cannot do anything if NSC does not give them a guide, a direction. AKURE is funded by federal government, so they have their own budget. Let me give you an instance.
If you read all the federal agencies, based on their envelope. So this classification, whenever they want to solicit for tenders, the agencies normally give them eligibility criteria. And in those criteria, if they are looking for services like works, Korean may say experienced engineer from 15 years or so. But I want you to capture experience from first year to third year, from third year to so that people can get job. And when contractors know that they are junior, they can engage engineers with less than 3 years experience because their service charge is cheaper. You will see that most of these undergraduate new graduates that have graduated, they will get a job. That's how we can help ourselves. And we stop asking for assistance. Because if you give somebody a job, that guy cannot come back to you to ask you for money. I'm done. Thank you so much.
All right. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it has been very, very interesting. And I realized that every comment made requires the input of current. I think I'm very pleased with that. Of course, current is for all of us. My colleague has already answered the question of entrepreneurship. I only want to emphasize and reiterate that all universities, it is mandatory for all universities to adopt the BMAS, the basic minimum academic standard, benchmark minimum academic standard. That is the syllabus that has been approved for all engineering programs in Nigerian universities. All universities running engineering are mandated to adopt and strictly follow that. That is why it is a benchmark. You can go beyond that. You can introduce courses beyond that, but you cannot go lower than that. And I believe and I know that many universities from the accreditation stations in recent times have already adopted the BMAS. Now, on current effectiveness, let me tell you that, yes, current regulates engineering, it regulates training and the practice in all aspects and ramifications in Nigeria. There are no two bodies for the regulation of engineering. And therefore, the challenges must be there. The expectations of the society, the expectations of engineers, of engineering personnel, of all members of the engineering family are very high. What current does is to continue to improve this effectiveness. On assumption of office of Engineer Kashim Ali in 2014, he came with fire and brimstone. He had a sweeping structural change. He restructured the council. And the aim was for current to become more effective. That was done. Of course, when restructuring like that takes place, so many people will be hurt. But he did not care. He did it for effect, so that current will become more effective. He did it not only at the head office, he did it at all the zonal offices nationwide. You could have observed changes even in the previous engineering assemblies. Now we are reaping the dividend of such structural change. You can feel it in everything current does. Current has become more visible. Current has become more effective.
in approaching the government that sponsors current is everywhere telling the government what engineering should be. And I believe that because the challenges were very enormous, it will not be very easy to solve all of them in one day. And I believe that as time goes on, very shortly, you'll be seeing the effectiveness of this in your life, in the life of all members of the engineering family. Let me take the case of the grade level of the salary structure that is burning the mind of so many, especially young engineers. The issue of salary structure is a struggle. It is not easy. Remember that AKURE is a professional council, and there are so many professional councils. Even in the built environment, we don't have less than 10 professional councils. We have architects, we have quantity surveyors, we have builders. Everybody is struggling. However, we are way ahead of everybody else. I assure you. Yes, it happened in medicine. There are grade level ahead of some grade levels ahead of us. Accounting is a bit different when you are ICANN and somewhere. But AKURE realizing the council in its wisdom, realizing its regulation ability, its power. Last year, in 2014 precisely, came up with a regulation, a public regulation of grade level. And the regulation is that if you are AKURE registered and you are an engineer, you should be automatically on grade level 10, irrespective of what you wear. This circular went out of foreign countries to government. We have not had any objection from government, went to head of service, went to secretary to the government of the federation. There has not been any objection. This circular went to all ministries, agencies of government, all departments, all MDAs. But let me tell you something that is very ironic. It's very ironic here. That the people, some people that are objecting to this policy are we engineers. The complaints we are getting from various organizations of some few organizations, many have adopted that, and I think many can bear witness to the fact that this has been adopted by many organizations. You get your current registration certificate automatically wherever you were, even if you were on the way before you got the job. You move to level 10. That is happening in the organization. But there are a few organizations whose staff are protesting, writing letters to us to AKURE every day, saying that the organizations are not willing to go with that regulation circular. And who are their heads? Engineers. My appeal to you on behalf of AKURE, on behalf of the president of AKURE in Akademali, is that we must be our brother's keepers. This current job is done by individuals. And when we come together, we will be stronger. When a regulation comes from AKURE, please in your position, because we are very engineers. It is engineers that are providing the younger engineers who should fight for them in the organization. Try to comply with such regulation. If you begin to doubt the regulations, the organization will obviously say, okay, not a problem. My appeal is that we, whatever organization we find ourselves, whatever position we find ourselves, we must be brothers keepers of our engineers. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. We have come to the end of this session.
Sorry, Mr. Chairman. I just feel that this workshop is not in that it has not information regarding the internet between the academia and industry. I would like to inform the gathering that the Committee of Peace of Nigerian Technology
in order to identify this problem. So they have set up a committee to interface with the industry. And I know that committee had met with the Manufacturing Association of Nigeria, and they are still meeting other organizations. But the outcome of that meeting are not well. But I know body is really working on it at the moment.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I most sincerely thank all of you for all your support, for all the time you took to stay here and listen to all of us. And before we conclude, let's make some presentations of awards. Where are the awards? The awards are here.
Hello? Hello? Please, it's me that staff behind distributed monitoring form to some of our members there. And they are giving it. Please try to fill it and able to return it back to the officer there. Where is the officer there? The officer there. Please go around and collect your form from them. Please fill that form and it's not for you to keep. It will help us in tune and organize ourselves towards better having the religion. Thank you very much.
But I don't know if it's on the plan you gave to me.
Where is the representative of Alhaji Kumar Bature Masai?
Log on to that site.
For what?
You can get the video on that site. On that site, title of that video is
Yeah, please come forward to make this presentation, please.
Mr. Chairman, sir, on behalf of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, I present this certificate of appreciation to Alhaji Kumar Bature Masai for being a keynote speaker at the 2015 Nigeria Contract Workshop on engineering entrepreneurship for national technology development. Congratulations.
Engineer George C. Nkrumah, come forward. This is for Engineer Chris Okoye.
On behalf of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, 2015 Nigerian Content Committee Studies Award is hereby presented to Engineer Sir Chris Okoye, FLSC. Congratulations, sir.
Bro, come forward. Yes. Engineer Dr. Jibril Mohammed, FNSC. Engineer Mike, come forward.
On behalf of the Nigerian content workshop for clarification, which will be led to you and then Dr. Jibril Mohammed, FNSC, of the President.
Ronaldo. Digis Media.
On behalf of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, I'm honored on behalf of the society to present this plaque. We'll have Umar AKURE Masari. Thank you, Dr.
Engineer Mike, come forward. Engineer Liu.
On behalf of Nigerian Society of Engineers, I'd like to make this presentation to Engineer Dr. Jibril Mohammed, FNSC, for being a guest speaker at the 2015 Nigerian Conference Workshop on Engineering Entrepreneurship for National Technology Development, dated 16th November 2015.
Thank you. I think we have come to the end of the program, and we have come to the end of the program. But I want to take one comment from the president. He said you want that and wait for us. Please come forward and listen to you.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity. I'm here to just add value to what people have been discussing here. My name is Engineer Ladimidi AKURE branch. The issue pertaining to correct and the circulars they passed the other time, it was received by the head of service and other establishments. But that maybe the possibility that we see those 6 years. Without presenting an award. It makes it known to us that the issue of circular is not the problem. That he himself, he has colleagues that are engineers and medical doctors can start from 12, doctors start from 10. Lawyers, there's no reason why the starting point for engineers cannot be 10. And he said he's ready to discuss this issue in the Council for Nigeria Establishment. So what you are not discussing, current is, and it is difficult for current to get the issue right for the people that are in the public service or the civil service. Now that we are hosting the NSC AGM in AKURE here, the man is available. I want the current president, I want the committee, the NSC, to find means of meeting the head of service before this conference closes. And there will be solution to that. God is ready. He's a lawyer by profession, he's an administrator. He said he's ready to champion the cause of the engineers in the Council for the
establishment of Nigeria. Once that one is done, I believe you have solutions. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we have your attention, please? Just a quick announcement regarding the launch. Can I have your attention, please? Just 2 more steps and we'll be done with this program. But the announcement I want to make is that as soon as we have the closing prayer, the high table will be served first. And in order to make it orderly, we'll be following row by row so that there's more than enough food for everybody. Okay? Sorry? Exactly. So everybody has a number. But quickly then, I understand Sweden issued a questionnaire. Kindly fill it and return to them. So at this point, thank you very much. The work on Engineer MNSC, who is a member of the Nigerian Content Committee, and indeed a member of the subcommittee that organized this workshop. So Engineer Ochoga will give us the word of thanks, as well as he will lead us in the closing prayers. Engineer Ochoga first.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the Nigerian Content Committee of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, we have arrived at a point when this very wonderful gathering has to be brought to an end. Judging from how we started, it was as if though nothing was going to happen. But we are very grateful to God that we have gone this far. And who has made it possible is no other person than yourselves who has stayed out here. Because if you have walked out of us, we would have had an empty hall and would have been disgraced, but we didn't allow it to happen. And so we are very, very grateful to all of you who have taken it upon yourself to be patient with us and to have this session the way it has gone. We are very, very grateful indeed. We cannot also overlook the great role played by those at the high table. And some of them were called upon on emergency and they obliged. We are grateful to all the members of the high table, beginning with in absentia, the president in absentia, and the Abubakar who is holding forth for him. We are very grateful for him who have come to drive this program and make it such a success. Thank you very much. And for the speakers, those of you who came to give us presentations, we want to give you very special kudos. The DG of Sweden, the DG of FIRO, and the representatives from other organizations who have come also to make various presentations this afternoon. We want to thank also especially those of you who have made very significant contributions in terms of suggestions, inputs of various kinds, including those who ask very tough questions. We are appreciative of all. So thank you very much.
from what has happened, we will have a lot of take home with which we should be able to come up with a better Nigerian content session next week. So thank you all very much. It's a pleasure.
Engineer Ochoga is heavily supported by the chairman of the Sumpa.
Thank you. On behalf of the subcommittee of human content workshop, I really appreciate every one of us. And the good thing where we started, and we pray that the professionalism that we want to develop and the capacity building that we want to develop in all our young ones and every one of us, I hope to carry on so that at least our young engineers can have capacity to develop entrepreneurship instead of looking for jobs to develop those. So on behalf of the committee, I thank the ITV. I wish every one of us same thing so that at the end of the day we have a good conference. Thank you all. God bless you.
Engineer Kereke. The chairman has directed otherwise. As his elder brother, I have to respect his wish. Give the closing prayer.
Please, may we be all standing. In the name of Jesus, we pray. Father, we thank you for making this occasion, the National Conference of 2015, a success. Lord, as we are going to join the bigger conference of Nigerian Society of Engineers, may it also be a success in Jesus' name. Bless Nigerian Society of Engineers, bless all engineers, bless our nation, Nigeria. By this time next year, when we come back for National Conference, National Content Conference, may it be more successful than this year in Jesus' name. Lord, when we'll be going back on Thursday or Friday, take us home successfully, safely to our respective homes in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Long live engineers, long live NSC, long live Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Gentlemen and ladies, please be seated. Please be seated. Please be seated. Please be seated.